How did you initially get the word out that Breezy and Riley were missing?
I took a picture of Breezy, I took a picture of Riley, and started making phone calls.
The night they went missing, they told family that they were coming back to Eureka. They never made it.
Eureka is a ghost town, a mining town, and there are open holes. We had a feeling that the kids were not above ground.
Do you think he had an inkling of what was going to happen?
Riley let out the words, "I'm dying." Soon after that, Riley stopped making any sounds.
In the end, it cost you, didn't it?
The weight of all of it, it broke me. They truly were just starting their life.
Hi, I'm Nancy O'Dell. Today's Crime Exposé takes us to Eureka, Utah. The long-abandoned silver mines of Eureka are jammed with tunnels, caverns, and deep pits, the perfect places to hide a secret or bury a body. It was a lonely December evening on the outskirts of the city. Long after nightfall, a jeep with 4 people crawled across the barren rocky ground near one of the old mines.
Once they get to a spot on a deserted road, a road not well traveled, they got out.
2 of the passengers had been kidnapped. They were forced to march to a derelict mine shaft, one of the hundreds in the region, deep remnants of the industry that abandoned the area long ago. There, the hostages were beaten, stabbed to death, and cast into the abyss. The victims of this bloodbath were just teenagers. Brelynne Otteson, known as Breezy, and her boyfriend Riley Powell, and they had recently fallen in love.
Riley and Breezy met through a mutual friend. They had the same interests, and they connected really fast. Breezy was 17 at the time, and Riley was 18 years old. And they hung out every day.
Breezy was outgoing. She was adventurous. She loved to dance. She loved her sisters more than anything. Her bond with her sisters was stronger than anything that I knew of, as they both lost their mom when they were young.
Breezy's relationship with Riley was just a few months old, but they had been good friends before dating each other.
They both bonded together on needing and wanting love. They both struggled in their life, and they both had hardship, on both sides. They truly were just starting their life.
On December 30th, the couple hopped into Riley's Jeep and got on the road. But at some point during their journey, Breezy Otteson and Riley Powell vanished.
The night that they went missing, they told family that they were coming back to Eureka. They never showed up at Eureka. They never made it.
Several days later, there was still no word from either Breezy or Riley. With their families growing anxious, Amanda Davis found herself spearheading local efforts to track down the missing couple.
I learned of Breezy and Riley being missing through a Facebook post that my sister had posted. And she had just asked if anyone had seen or talked to Breezy and Riley. I immediately picked up the phone and started making phone calls.
How did you initially get the word out that Breezy and Riley were missing?
My sister said, "I don't know what to do. What do we do?" I said, "Let me create a missing post for them." So I took a picture of Breezy, I took a picture of Riley and the Jeep, and put all of the information just on my Facebook. And through the shares and comments, we were able to get in touch with Utah Off-Road Recovery Services.
That organization, Utah Off-Road Recovery, is a team of vehicle operators that specialize in canvassing rough territory like this. But they weren't the only people to pitch in.
We had people from all over the state come together to help search for the kids. There were people in airplanes, we had horseback, we had ATVs, UTVs, people on their way to work. We'd have people that would take time off to help search for the kids.
And you also had additional help from the young people in the area.
As the kids of Eureka started to talk, there were rumors of a party up Whiskey Hill, which was a location in Eureka that the kids would go hang out at and party at. There was a rumor that the kids had gone off the road. There was an accident.
Some people even speculated that criminals could dispose of evidence by throwing it down one of the many mine shafts in the region. Lacking anything substantial from their search so far, the families of the victims decided to pursue this theory.
From the talk, the rumors, and the initial search, we had a feeling that the kids were not above ground.
Was it possible that Breezy and Riley had left their vehicle, lost their way in the wilderness that night, and plummeted into a mine shaft?
Eureka's a ghost town, a mining town, and there are open holes. Our focus went to locating open mine shafts, searching open mine shafts in the areas for the kids for the next 3 months.
During that time, 40 underground pits were inspected, with everyone full of apprehension that this might be the final chapter of Breezy and Riley's lives. In a former Utah mining town, the police and local volunteers desperately searched for a teenage couple gone missing. Reconnaissance efforts gradually came to focus on derelict mine shafts last used nearly 75 years ago. But after exploring 40 shafts in 90 days, the search team was still unable to answer the question, what happened to Breezy Otteson and Riley Powell?
And then March 27th was when, everything kind of fell apart. It had been confirmed that 2 bodies were recovered from the mine shaft.
This particular crater was part of the Tintic Standard Mine. Police lowered a camera typically used to explore sewers, and 100 feet below the surface, the subterranean cavern revealed its horrible secret, the corpses of Breezy Otteson and Riley Powell.
And it took us about 45 minutes to finally discover Riley's body down at the end of this mine shaft. And soon after we discovered Riley's body, we panned the camera around, and that's when we saw Breezy off to the side.
Police had a hunch that one of Riley's good friends was blocking their investigation. When detectives first chatted with Morgan Lewis, she claimed ignorance. But the police were not convinced. And after the bodies turned up in the Tintic mine, they reconnected with Morgan to see if she had remembered anything.
She still wasn't giving us the whole story. She still was kind of claiming that she only heard bits and pieces.
Investigators had found Riley's Jeep, sporting 2 flat tires parked in a secluded location. Inside the vehicle were the teenagers' clothes and identification.
Our main focus was to find the Jeep. We thought the Jeep was going to be the key to finding answers.
But something was missing from the abandoned Jeep. Did Riley and Breezy take their cell phones with them? So after you brought Morgan Lewis in for the second interview, you knew something was fishy, so you pressed her hard.
After a few hours, you could see that Morgan was kind of breaking down a little bit. And he eventually said, okay, I know where some evidence is. I know where these cell phones are, and I can take you to them.
Police say Morgan told them that she knew that Breezy and Riley were dead, and she knew where their cell phones ended up, but that she didn't know anything else.
She's still claiming that she didn't know where these kids were killed.
Even so, Morgan took investigators to some barren acreage a few hundred yards behind her house.
It's kind of a flat piece of dirt ground. It's used for a rock quarry, and there is a barrel there.
Digging into the barrel, the police found a woman's stocking, and stuffed inside were Breezy and Riley's missing telephones.
After the cell phones were recovered, the detectives drove by the mine shaft. But when they drove Morgan past this area, she began to be visibly nervous.
Clearly unpracticed in the art of deception, Morgan Lewis began to break down. As the investigators suspected, whatever she was hiding from them slowly bubbled to the surface.
She finally came clean with the whole story that, okay, I was there and I saw the paperwork.
Morgan wasn't living alone. Her boyfriend, Jared Baum, shared the house with her. And Jared? Well, police say he liked to maintain strict control over his girlfriend.
Morgan didn't really have any friends at this time. She wasn't talking to anybody. She wasn't allowed to talk to anybody. She wasn't allowed to have any friends over.
But on December 30th, with Jared out of the house on an errand, Morgan called her friend Riley Powell, asking him to hang out. Riley agreed and brought Breezy along.
When they arrived, they talked for about 45 minutes. After that point, Riley and Breezy went back out to their vehicle, and Morgan decided that she was going to get ready for bed.
Morgan was relieved. She had disobeyed Jared and had thought she had gotten away with it. Unfortunately, she was wrong.
She went back to her bed, and this is when she stated that Jared burst into the door, and she knew she was in trouble, that Jared knew that she had friends over when she wasn't supposed to.
Police say Jared had been in and out of prison since he was a teenager.
There's one night where he stole a car and stole a gun and just kind of went on a rampage. He ended up shooting up several homes. He robbed a Burger King. And that was kind of the beginning of his kind of run-ins with law enforcement.
Detectives say this pattern of crime and cruelty bled into Jared's social life as well. Now 40 years old, they say he saw his girlfriend as property and treated her accordingly. Morgan Lewis had nothing to lose, and during a later conversation with police, she revealed the truth about the murders of Breezy Otteson and Riley Powell.
Okay, Jared is the one that killed them.
I was able to attend the entire duration of the trial, and seeing the testimony, seeing the evidence, the weight of all of it, it broke me.
4 long years crept by, and Jared Baum was finally on trial for the murder of Breezy Otteson and Riley Powell. Step by step, minute by minute, the prosecution described the events leading to their deaths. For the victims' family, time had not been kind, and the COVID pandemic bottlenecked the progress of the trial even more.
That was the longest and most difficult 4 years. The stress and the burden that all of our family carried in seeking justice was heavy.
In the courtroom, the jury learned about what makes Jared Baum tick and about his unspeakable behavior during that night at the mine shaft. They learned Jared came home and saw that Morgan had invited friends over, and this was against his standing orders that forbade Morgan from contact with the outside world.
He instructed her at this point to grab some clothes and to come on, and she grabbed a coat, walked outside, and she saw Riley and Breezy tied up in the back of Riley's Jeep.
Police say Jared hopped in the driver's seat, drove Morgan and the 2 kidnap victims to a remote area, and pulled over.
At this point, he untied their feet and took the tape off their mouths. He allowed them to have a cigarette.
So you think Riley knew that Jared was unstable? Do you think he had an inkling of what was going to happen?
Riley, at this point, he kind of knew things were coming to an end. And he asked if he could give Breezy a kiss. And Breezy, fearing that this was the end, said no, because she didn't want it to be over.
Prosecutors described how Jared started to beat up Riley, calling him names, insulting him to his face, and that Jared then pulled out a knife and stabbed Riley over and over.
At some point during the assault, Riley let out the words, "I'm dying." And soon after that, Riley stopped making any sounds.
And after Jared had killed Riley, he rechanneled his fury at Breezy.
Breezy was crying. She was begging for her life. She said, "I won't tell anybody. You don't have to do this. Let me go." And Jared was behind Breezy, kind of shushing her, and cut her throat open with a knife.
The frigid ground was drenched with the blood of Jared's two victims. Hoping to obliterate any evidence of his crime, police say Jared picked up the bodies of Breezy Otteson and Riley Powell and heaved them into a nearby mine shaft.
I was appointed to be the victim's representative for Breezy, and I was able to attend the entire duration of the trial from start to finish.
Did you eventually become the family spokesperson and liaison for the police and press?
There needed to be a strong person to be able to collect all the information, and unfortunately, Breezy's sisters were truly grieving, and they were still so young at this time. And my other sister, she just wasn't in a place to be able to do that.
So for one person, that's quite a lot of stress to shoulder. In the end, it cost you, didn't it?
I carried that weight in protecting my family, protecting Bill's family, and going into trial and seeing the testimony, seeing the evidence, facing Morgan, facing Jared, the weight of all of it, it broke me after trial.
When everything had been said and the jury had rendered its verdict, Amanda Davis took some time for herself, while Jared Baum reported to prison. His sentence, life without the possibility of parole. While the life sentence of Jared Baum may have felt like some sort of justice was served, the families who lost their teenagers will suffer this horrific memory for the rest of their days. And now it is time for today's Safety Spotlight. Jealousy is often a trigger in domestic violence. You should be wary of a partner who gets too serious too quickly, regulates who you can spend time with, and monitors your communication. You may blame yourself for what is happening, but you are never responsible for your partner's abusive actions. A professional counselor can provide individual counseling to help you sort through your feelings. And for more safety tips and resources, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. For all of us here at Crime Exposé, please join us next time and stay safe.